Hey there, Boots Owen here. Watch this guy. It's still there, it should be gone. I've checked it with the VAGCOM scanner through the OBD2 port. So in here, there's the scanner reader thing. Let's try and plug this in. Ignition off. So the ignition's off, you turn on the ignition. And then we go down, it's not engine, it's under ABS. So you press enter. And it scans it. And it should come up with code 285, I think. It's given me a beep because the ABS light's on. DTC02, 285 and 285. So, if I hold down scroll, erase yes. And this should erase the codes. And then the ABS light should be gone. So it's flashing up there now. Let's try turning it on again. And there it's off, but I know it'll come back because there's a fault. So let's go and fix the fault. I've just done the springs and shocks on the front and lower ball joint, and I noticed that the reluctor ring or the ABS ring has so much rust under it that it's buckled and it's probably rubbing off the sensor. So rather than mess around, I've bought a new CV joint and a new ABS sensor. The car computer can only know that the sensor is gone, but the sensor's gone because the ring's hitting it, I'd say. So I'll just replace the ball joint knuckle and the sensor and we'll get back on the road. Before I jack up the car, I think it's 27. It's a 2-foot breaker. Just want to loosen it and then I'll jack the car up and get the wheel off. The car's up on an axle stand, jack's taken loose. The wheel nuts are all loose, so it should just be a matter of spinning this off now. So I have the hub nut loose, the hub bolt loose, and the next thing I think is 14mm or 13mm in here, up here behind the brake disc. And I could take the brakes off, which would make my life a bit easier, but I don't really want to. So if I can get in here at all, it's not 14, so it must be 15 or 16. I spend more time doing a job looking for the tools. Not even looking for them, I know where they are, just going in and out to get them. I do. Actually doing the job. So I'm taking off, instead of doing the big nut and the big bolt on the bottom, I'm taking off these guys because I don't have to split the ball joint then, which there's no issue with splitting the ball joint, but it can be tricky. You have a lovely view from down there, I don't. So why does this one not feel like 15? It's loose, that's good. Get these out. Of course you can't see anything, my fingers are like that. 1, 2, then a jack should lift this up. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, so just stick with me. Bear with me. I think if I loosen this out, it's got a long, push it out, that pushes the CV joint out. Go. I think I might just rest there, that'd be good. So I got this boot kit, joint kit from eBay, and the grease had split in the box, so that's just a bit gross. Let's just clean that. I think it's graphited grease and I think I've got spare, but I can just wipe it onto the inside of the boot will be okay. Here's my more grease, bag of bits. Everything's bagged, so it's not a big deal. There's the new joint. Does look the same to me. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Good. Just want to check it's all here before I break this open, so I don't have a part. I'm going to be a bit hamstrung. Clip got a bit damaged in transit, and there's my circlip. That's got a big socket one. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if it's right either, actually, but where's the old one? It isn't the same. It's the same length, actually. These are a stretch part, apparently, so you're not really meant to reuse them, but they laughed at me in the auto factor, so I don't know if I'll use the new one or the old one. There's my circlip. I need to keep that safe. See what that's for in a moment. Right, let's progress. Had it with me, the little screwdriver. This guy here has to pop off. It's a crimp fitting thing. These little teeth have to hook up. There we go. So that's that ring off. You know, you could reuse that, but I won't. I don't know, is that original or not? And then there's one in the back here. Feels a different type to me, but I don't know. Oh, that's crusty. Right, I could keep the old boot because it's not bad and then leave it for later. Should I do that? Maybe. So what you do to get this off, apparently, is you drive in this bolt. And it pops this guy. It has a spline shaft in here. It pops it over the circlip. So you got to get it straight in line with the shaft behind. I don't know. I think that CV boot that's on it's okay. I'm going to keep it in case, you know, the other side goes in the future or that. That's it. Then this fellow should slide off. Famous last words. That's it. So there should be a snap ring in there. It might have come off in here. It's the old one. There's nothing wrong with this joint except for the ring on it. I'll show you in a second. Oh, that's strange. That is not, that's not right. It's missing some of the splines down here. So looking at that spline shaft, the splines are missing off the end, the bit that holds the spring clip on some of it. So I'll just clean it off. Like most of the splines are on the back there. That's about an inch long. I'll clean it off, but I don't know why that would have happened. The impact driver could have pulled them off, I guess, but I think it's just unlikely. So I'll clean that up and get a new circlip in it. My issue is I haven't taken the whole circlip out, is the problem, so I don't know that it's all out. I can feel it with my finger, I think. There it is. It's only half of it came out. I wonder, did it pull it off? It's meant to pop in, but no, it didn't pop in. But it's all out, so there's the new one. Let's put it on. Come on. That's it, just working it over with my fingers. And it's in. Okay, and it's loose. I don't know what, like this car could have had anything done to it before. So let's clean that one more time. Oopsie. So this is the old CV joint. This is the reluctor ring, and you can see it's got a high spot here where it's silvery. It's got rust all around the back of it, but I think this got a high spot here, so I'll bet you that was hitting off the sensor and doing damage. Now you can get a new ring, just this silver bit, and you can see it's just kind of like a heat fit or press fit on there. You get a new one, you just push it on there. 3 quid from Germany, or 4 quid from Germany, which is a kind of a remarkably cheap price. But whether or not they're any good, I don't know. Not that the part wouldn't be good, but if you try and clean off all of the rust here, it might be a loose fit. And given that this part, the silver one, was £19 delivered, they're really heavy. This was £19 delivered, so there's not much point really, I don't think, in trying to put one of these on for that, you know. You're basically talking £14 a hassle for something that's pre-built. So I'll get some grease into it and we'll refit it. So the sachet that came with it's mostly empty, but I'll start with that because that's what we've got. I've got more in my hands, I'd say, than I have into the unit. This is more graphited grease. Just trying to wipe my fingers off on the old boot. Is it a false economy to do this job and not change the boot? I don't know. Maybe. Plenty of grease in there. Give that a clean. This might be tricky on account of it being damaged. I need a big whop with a big soft hammer, so I'll get one. So I've got a copper hammer here. I'm going to try and align this straight, which is kind of convenient as it is. I think it's on, so that's it. I don't know if I'm all the way in though, that's the issue. Does it want to slide off, I guess? No, I don't think it does. I think it's all right there. Into the groove. I would like to clean that groove out a bit now, because it's a bit greasy, although it shouldn't really make any difference to it. I'll just try and straighten this fellow out a little bit. About like that, maybe. See, once I pinch it, that's it, we're done. The deal is sealed. So, where are we going? Can I go any tighter? I don't believe it can. Bit of pinsters on it. There's the special pliers for this, but I haven't got it. Snip that down. What you want is to be flattening it at the same time. Like, that's on now. It's on now. So at the end of this wire is the sensor, and it's held on with a tiny, let's say it's a 6mm. Let's have a look. 5mm. Try 5mm. 5mm socket. Right. Let's try hammering that in. Not very far. Let's try it a bit more. The vice grips, but there's very little meat on the bone there. I've got a very small half inch. I think it's half inch
ratchet. That's just going to spin straight around in there. Mini vice grips, where are you? So if I can get this on here, so much the better. No, it's not doing anything for it, is it? It might take a 7 or an 8mm, let's see. It's an 8mm. Let's try hammering that a bit. See what that does. Yeah, we're off to the races there. Okay, that's good. This is the stuff that takes the time, really. Taking stuff apart. So how does it look? Awful. Just awful. What is that like? It looks like it has a hexagon. Could just be, I think I just got lucky that an 8mm gripped it. I think that's really all that happened there. I don't know if that's meant to be a 8mm head on that. Now I haven't fitted the CV joint yet because I think I can pop this fellow out from the inside if I'm careful. So the wire's clipped in up here. It should just be a matter of wriggling to get it out, and then it's clipped in up at the top in its plug up here, and that just takes a snap to get it out, I think. Like that. It's got rubber there, so you just wiggle it down. This one's a 4-pin one, which is what I bought. There's 2-pin ones, and I guess you just choose the one that your number plate fits. I think a bit of dowel from the inside might be the best way of driving this guy out, but I don't know. So that's it there, what we were looking at. If I can get in here, that's the inside of it there. It's not going to focus because of various things. That's the inside of it. Now I can hammer that out, I guess. I've got the parts here, so I should fit them, but I don't know if I need to. Is it that easy? There we go. Let's have a better look at it. So I just drove it out with a cold chisel turned the wrong way around. Looks okay, I would say, but if it's failing, it's failing. It does have a tiny bit of wear on it. So maybe replace it, given that I've got the part. Let's check it out. Right, it's not going to get much cleaner than that. It doesn't come with a new screw, of course. There is an old brake shield plate mounting in there, and I'm going to try and hit it a bit because it looks like it's getting in the way. There we go. So that little circle there looks to be a boss that's slightly raised, and the rest is just cast. That looks to be a machined surface, but there's flaked up rust all around. So by giving that little chisel there, it's tidied it up a bit. I think it's an M6 screw, so I'll go and get one like it. I managed to find a stainless steel one, I think it's a something stainless. So that's better for sure. Not the same length, it's pretty good. Let's push that in. You can see what I'm doing easier on the camera than in real life. How tight do you want to go? Who knows? That's as tight as it's going to get. Right then, this fellow doubles back like this. Just presses in there. It just clips on like that until it clicks, and then the rubber buddy holds it in like that. Now I have to figure out how to get this fellow back in. hoping I can just lift it and do it. I don't know. Like that. You can't see I'm doing it. Let's put the bolt in to hold it. Where are you going? So a squeeze up on the jack would probably help, but it's going in okay like that. So the wheel's got to go back on. I'm going to buzz it on with the gun once I've got the first couple of screws in. I've been using this little hand tool to torque them up. I've got one of these in the boot of the car, but I also bring the 2-foot breaker with me in the car. I've been torquing them with the short handle, and that way when the time comes to open them, you know that when you extend the handle you'll be able to, and this should be enough. In fact, I could check. So these should be 170 Newton meters, which is what I've set this to. That one's right. That one's right. 3, 4. So just the short handle is enough to lift them up with my meager body strength. And then we've got to do this center one. So it needs to have 150 Newton meters. That's 150. And then a quarter turn or 90-degree turn. So 90 degrees goes from the top down to the camera. How about that? Looks about right to me, nearly. And that's torqued up. And there's a cap somewhere. And that's it. So I should take it for a spin and see what the story is.
It's somewhat irrelevant because I turned off the ABS thing already. There's still this mystery light here. No fault codes. As soon as you touch the brakes, it goes out. I don't know what that light's for, but I was told by the previous owner it's always been there. The ABS light's gone. I'm going to take it for a drive around the block. Actually, I'm going to take it for a drive up to 50 miles an hour. So I might have to go down to the motorway because that's the only thing that seems to have made it come on. I'll try that and then come back. So I'm just home again after doing 4 miles. I should have showed it before, but let's turn it on again. ABS light goes out. And that brake light or whatever it is, that yellow light. So it's working fine and it seems to be a success. I got it up to 50 miles an hour on the motorway, or there, you know, over it, and that was what was doing it before. Happy days. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.